Hello guys, welcome. I'm your host, Leko Mohammed. Today, I would like to focus on payback period. Remember that payback period is the length of time it takes to recover a cost of investment. You like to know what is the length of time that it takes for me to recover my cost of an investment. Here I have two projects. You are told ABC Limited have two mutually exclusive projects, namely X and Y, with initial cost of 70,000. The project have a useful life of 5 years. The cost of capital is 12%. The expected cash flows are, we have year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have project X for 2,000 constant throughout. Then we have project Y, 62,000, 32,000, 22,000, 52,000, and 52,000. We are told calculate the payback period for both projects and advise ABC Limited. Remember, there are two scenarios. Project X has a constant cash flow. That's an annuity. Remember, in the last class, we discussed how to calculate the annuity of an NBV. You can still go back and watch how to calculate the annuity for net present value. But for this case, it is payback period. The 42,000 is constant. That is constant cash flow. For project Y, it is not constant. Now, I would like to start. I would like to start with the first one, the one which has a constant cash flow. The one which has a constant cash flow, which is project X. Now, remember, annuity payback period. This is how you get it. It's equal to, you take the initial investment. With this initial investment, let me have a space between them. This initial investment, you divide this with this initial investment, you divide it with the annual cash inflows. Remember, from the question we have been given an initial cost of 70,000. Now for this case, we take that 70,000, then divide this with the annual cash inflows, which is 42,000. Now if you calculate, this one will give us how much? If I take 70,000 divided by 42,000, is 1.667. Yes. So it will take me roughly 1.667 years for me to recover my initial cost of investment of 70,000. Remember, this only applies if you have a constant cash flow for annuity. You don't apply this formula if the cash flow are different, if they are irregular. Now, I would like to discuss on project Y, which has an irregular cash flow. It has an irregular cash flow. So we can have here project Y, project Y. Remember, we have here 62,000. We have 62,000. We have 32,000. We also have 22,000. We have also 52,000. Then lastly, we have 52,000. Then we need to get now, we need to get the cumulative cash flows. We need to get the cumulative cash flow. Cumulative cash flow, cash inflow. For how do you get the cumulative cash flow? For year one, we have 62. So you write there 62,000. You take it as 62,000. That is cumulative cash flow. Then the next cumulative cash flow you add to the next, like year two was 32. So you add 62 plus 32 years. Sorry, 62,000 plus 32,000. That will give you 94,000. If you take 62,000 plus 32, you get 94,000. 94,000. You can do the rest. 94, you add it to 22. The next cash flow is 22,000. Add to 94, you get plus 22, 116,000. 116,000. If I add 116,000 to the next cash flow, which is 52,000, if I add plus 52, I will get 168,000. If I add to the next cash flow, which is 52,000, 168 plus 52,000, 220,000. 220,000. Remember, our initial cost is 70,000. And here on the cumulative cash flow, our 70,000 lies in year two, which is 94,000, because 62,000, it is still lesser than 70,000. We want to find out where that 70,000 lies. Remember, 70,000 lies in line 2, which is 94,000. Now what you do, this is how you calculate the payback period. This is how you calculate this payback period. You take the difference. Remember, this is 62,000. So this is 62,000, and our cost of investment was 70,000. Now, what is the deficit? 62 against 70. Our deficit is 8,000. You get the difference. What is remaining for you to arrive the cost of initial cost, which is 70,000. For our case now, we take 70 minus 62,000, which will come to 8,000. This you divide with the next year cash inflow, which is 32,000. You divide this with 32,000. Then you add it to the initial year, because remember, we want to count how many years can we get our investment back. Year one, we already have 1 year. That then you add, because 62 is still lesser than 70,000. That's why I took 1 year plus. If our amount was 100,000, it could have been 2 year plus. But since it is 70, we take that 62, which is 1 year plus. Then we get the difference, where for you to arrive at 70, what is the difference? Then divide the next year cash inflow. Remember, if I take 8,000 divided by 32,000, you get 0.25 plus 1, that will give you 1.25. 1.25. This comes to 1.25. Then we are told to advise. We are told to advise. Remember, our first, when we are using the project X, this was our payback period 1.667. That was 1.67. There was 1.67. This is 1.67, and here it is 1.25. 1.25. So between the two, obviously now we take the one which is less, which is 1.25, which is 1.25. Now we take this project. We advise them to take this project because it takes them less years to calculate to get back their investment. Remember, this was simple illustration. The first thing you need to do, if it is we are using the annuity, which is constant cash flow, you take that initial cost of investment, which was for our case was 70,000. Then you divide with the initial, we divide the annual cash flow, the cash flow which was constant, then which will give you 1.667. But for this case, for this project Y, you have to get the cumulative cash flow. Remember, our first year cumulative cash flow was 62,000. Then you write 62. From this, you add. If it is from this, you add the next cash inflow, which is 32. If you add it, it will give you 94,000. This will give you 94,000. It will give you 94,000. Then you add it to 22, you get 116, 52, 168. But now our focus was where this cost of investment lies. Where is this initial cost of investment lies? It lies in year 2. Remember, this one, year 1 is already passed. That's why we have to take 1. We take 1 plus, then you get the deficit, then divide with the next year cash inflow. Then you add to that one, you get the payback period. I hope this was brief class. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, none other than Deko Mohammed.